Hey guys, it's Will. So in this video, we're going to go over the quantum stocks that are moving big today. And as they have for the last few months, we see IonQ up to all-time highs at $73 a share. Rigetti reached as high as $31 a share today, and QBTS was up to about $27 a share at market open this morning. So we just wrapped up our daily live trading session. If you guys ever want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description below for Stockmate. Now, when we were looking at IonQ, we saw the market really have some big recent pushes up at market open, and we got into a small trade here to kind of hedge against our long-term positions in quantum. It's actually here IONZ. We ended up buying the bottom, kind of. We'll see how it goes. Here on IONZ, you can see we're looking for this move to take place. Potentially IONZ goes up if IonQ corrects back down. So while we're bullish on long-term quantum companies, the shorter term spikes that we've seen recently most likely can see some corrections back down. So that's why we are also trading kind of the inverse there on IONZ. But when we look at the long term for a company like IonQ, I was just talking with one of their scientists recently at a conference about 2 weeks ago in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they had some breakthroughs definitely on the horizon, but that they still hadn't seen any massive revenue yet. And when we're looking at quantum companies, we have to consider the revenues. So when we're looking at IonQ, you can see their market cap's at 23.9 billion. There is quite a few articles coming out today saying that IonQ had a technological breakthrough and that they converted photons for long distance quantum connections. So they've talked about having their quantum computers act as like a network, and that they set them up in different places and can connect quantum computers via fiber optics. And so that's been one of the focuses. These articles all came out in the last few hours, where frequency conversion to telecom wavelengths essentially means they can do long distance connections to quantum computers, and they're aiming right now as a partnership with partnered with Air Force Research Laboratory to get up to 2 million qubits by 2030. Now, right now, the company is seeing some growth, obviously, as we see them get into new movements. And there's that direct from the source article here. You can see that this is the article they just released here. And it says, the leader in quantum, IonQ here, working with Air Force Research Laboratory, announced a significant technological advancement in its pursuit of scalable quantum networks. Now, this is how it goes. It says, the ability to transform visible light, which is used in IonQ's trapped ion quantum systems, into telecom wavelengths is essential for transmitting quantum information efficiently over long-haul fiber optic cables. This milestone signifies a major advancement in IonQ's long-term vision for the quantum internet, distributed quantum computing via secure quantum networks. And they say that they're thrilled to have taken this important step towards quantum internets, and the prototype demonstration is a leading indicator of their progress, and that the advancement of quantum networking and quantum internets reaffirms our strategic commitment to maintaining American quantum superiority through decisive investment in forward-looking policy. Air Force Research Laboratory, Rome, and IonQ are delivering breakthroughs that strengthen the regional innovation ecosystem and bolster our national defense capabilities. So there's a few things to kind of note here. Number one, communication between quantum networks, maybe even for residential use or recreational use, or making it more accessible for everyday people through this quantum, quote, internet. But then there's also this focus on defense, which we know IonQ also has focus on defense as they're partnered with, you can see DARPA, they're partnered with Lockheed Martin along with Accenture. These are defense companies here. And as they are focusing on the main applications of quantum, which involve drug discovery, improving technology like lithium ion batteries. They have robotics or quantum machine learning. They're working with Air Force, Microsoft, Amazon Bracket, Google Cloud. They're a really solid partnership in quantum right now for NVIDIA and Google and all of these big companies. Now, when it comes to what they're focusing on right now, you can see their latest systems are built for performance, practicality, and enabling partners to solve their most complex real world business problems. So they're going in with a few different approaches. Um, they have universally accessible, high performing flagship quantum system, which, if you want to learn more about, you can click here, click Get Access, and they have you leave your info to talk with a specialist. But they also have the through the cloud setup with AWS or with Microsoft, where if we, I don't know if it's going to take us there. If we click one of these, we can see there it is, Azure Quantum and IonQ. So with Microsoft here, this is kind of like a get informed through the cloud. Google Cloud along with Amazon or Amazon's bracket, yes, and also Google Cloud here. And you can go to the area, explore IonQ, and then start having an order request to use them potentially through the cloud. So where this is starting to heat up is, even though there's talk of a government shutdown, things like that, you also have the Quantum Reauthorization Initiative. And not just that this is a bill that we've talked about. Everybody's talking about it, right? This $2.7 billion deal that's right now is being backed by senators as it's making its way through. But the main thing to note about this bill is that IonQ has their name on it, literally. You could see in a lot of articles, you can see IonQ is mentioned as applauding the senator in the efforts to reauthorize the National Quantum Initiative. And so you see more demand from the US government to pursue quantum more aggressively to keep up with the times and to have the ability to outpace other countries. They have to have those initiatives in place that they're going to continue to do the research and development required to further grow and further expand the knowledge and the capabilities that we have related to quantum. So you see Rigetti also having a really big surge as well over the last few weeks. We have a position there. We're up 191% on that trade with Rigetti. We have a few positions going long term, and then we, of course, as I mentioned, are in the short term on IONC. This position is not going according as today. It's just down a little bit, but we're looking for a slight correction in the stock as IonQ has been going, straight up. Possibly that doesn't happen, in which case we will be managing risk here on this position in that short term, but it's okay. Again, we're kind of just hedging against our long-term positions, and a lot of times we're going to trade the longer-term stocks we have in the short term to be able to capitalize on some of the swings without shifting our major position. So that's kind of the goal there. So we'll see. Ideally, in a perfect world, it stays healthy. We even see some pullbacks in the quantum space. They don't just go straight up. With the current hyper bull trend that IonQ is seeing, for example, you have this level of support and this level of resistance. And essentially, would we be looking at, sure, could it continue this bull trend and make higher moves up into that, what would it be? One move that it could make here is up to that $78 a share. It's quite possible. But I think that what we're seeing with this hyper bull trend is going to be a little more conservative. I think we're going to see something more kind of in this range. We're going to get this type of move where it's going to correct kind of back down into that $70 range in the near term. Now, in the long term, we might see it continue, but we just saw $76 this morning. Since then, it did get rejected at that all-time high. See it kind of pull back down, try to recover. But throughout the day, at least in the trade we're in, we're kind of looking for this swing back and down into that $72 range, which would be about a 10% profit over on IonC. So while we're really bullish on the long term, we do have some shorter term trades going. In this case, in the second time we've ever had a short going against a quantum stock is today. One of the other ones that was successful was QBTS a few months ago when we saw it really surge. And so now with IonQ, after this surge, we're looking for a slight correction today. We'll see if it plays out. But these are the levels we're going to be watching in the near term. We have seen it from about $6 a share make this run. We've been following it for quite some time, and we'll continue to keep you updated on the position. If you ever would like to see how we capitalize on swings, short term, long term, and how to identify deals in quantum, AI, space, or tech companies, then I would encourage you to check the second link in the description below. If you're really committed to having the best insights on some of these AI moves, data centers, and what's happening in quantum, then being in Stockmates is a great place to start. Again, it's the second link below. We have a live session each morning where we give updates and make sure that you're getting all of the alpha and information that you should have in this time frame that we're in with this AI boom. We'd love to see you at market open tomorrow morning with the second link below. Appreciate you all. Hopefully I earned your thumbs up. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.